Hello, and welcome to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to find podcasts. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
Kaiser Computer IT, taking the challenges out of IT in the Willamette Valley. For more information, call 503-540-5909 or go to kaisercomputer.com. Independent Merchant Brokers, your one-stop shop for all of your credit card, debit card processing, and point-of-sale systems. For more information, go to independentmerchantbrokers.com or call 877-460-4747. And Discover Oregon Real Estate. For all your real estate needs in the Willamette Valley and beyond, call 541-250-1065 or go to discoveroregon.realestate. And Boson Hub, your one-stop shop for digital brand creation. Need help with your branding and your social media? Go to bosonhub.com today. And Hometown Comfort Station, family owned since 2018, helping hardworking families create cozy, stylish homes. Call 541-259-3646. And Kelly Capel with Country Financial, your local insurance agent in Monmouth, Oregon. Let Kelly help you today by calling 503-375-2679.
And now, your hosts for the Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Ta-da! Here we are, live and ready to roll. And Scott, so great to see you. How are you doing, my friend?
And it's, as good as can be expected. It's community, right? It's community. As we often said, quoting our friend Ted Rubin, that networks give you reach, but community gives you power. And I will tell you, when you go through anything traumatic, and Russ, you've done that yourself these last few years, having community around you makes all the difference.
Oh my goodness. I could not agree more. And we are talking today to believers in business about our local community. And we got a good friend, Jack Tibbetts, is on with us today. But I want to tell you that this is what makes life go round and business go round. When you just lean in, like my good friend D. Scott Smith says, lean into your local community today. And it makes a big difference. And Scott, we've been praying for you. And I know that there's only so many things that we can do, but you know what? You're just such a blessing, and so thankful you're here today.
Well, I'm just overwhelmed with the support, and just to let everyone know out there that on May 5th, so not even a week ago, at 3:15 Central Time, my wife, Christine A. Smith, host of Aspects of Aging on the AgingBetterNetwork.com, went to be with Jesus. And it's difficult to say, hard to imagine, but I will tell you, the community support, the friends, family, everyone has been just overwhelming in support and compassion. And so thank you to everybody for what you're doing, and continue to do that for others. And the advice I've given to others that I need to take for myself is allow other people to help. That's how you can be a good friend.
And it's hard. It's hard to do that. I know this firsthand. It was hard to get to the point because, I was always, oh no, I'm all good. I'm fine. No worries. It's good. I'm good. And then my beautiful wife and daughter looked at me and said, "You're not okay."
Yeah.
And that's what you need to realize. You do need help and support. And so, yes, accepting that is really a blessing to them as well. So, yes, we're here. I'm here. Thank you, Scott, for being here. And I just want to remind everybody, besides keep praying, don't forget that we're here on every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 11 a.m. Texas Standard Time, for your viewing and listening pleasure on the Experience Local. In fact, You can get more information about all of this on local.theexperience.video. But we go from live stream to video podcast on LinkedIn, YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. Then it goes to audio podcast, all your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, whatever. Then it goes to radio, KWIL in Albany, Oregon at 6 p.m. every Monday, and KYKN at 8:30 a.m. every Saturday, the Experience Radio Network. So thank you so much to them. And also, we'd love for you to join our YouTube page. Go to the experience.video. We'll take you straight there, and you can subscribe today. And that is growing by leaps and bounds. But don't forget, all the information, including going straight to the YouTube page, is at local.theexperience.video. Scott, what else do you have coming up this week?
Well, I'll just tell people that one of the things that I've been working on and just released is the full potential accelerator. And so the deal is that many people are good at building assets, right? But you want to build a body of work. You want to leave a legacy. You want to wake every day with a plan and go to bed every night knowing that you've fulfilled that plan. Russ and I, on this show and on our other shows, we often talk about having morning routines, habits, rituals, these things that get you through the day. And I can tell you that those were anchors for me while I was there in the hospital with my wife for 3 weeks, was to have those routines that to the best of my ability during that time could keep. And so people can go to, and I put a message in there. I'll put another link in here. You can go to Full Potential Accelerator, and just by submitting, you're going to get electronic versions of 2 of my books, The Companion to the Independent Planner, Business Networking, A Scientific Method, 2 academic papers, the one on the End of History Illusion, which is a fabulous paper, and then Pragmatic Perspection. Whatever happens, those are going to be huge benefits. And if you apply what's in there, change your life.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Scott, we have an amazing guest today, and I'm just going to skip straight to that next because we want to give him time. You know, we are blessed with so many believers in business in our local areas, whether it is the Willamette Valley, which most of it comes out of, or it's the Texas area where you are. So many amazing people, and Jack is there ready to go this morning. And I'd say, let's just get him going and
absolutely
bring him on in. All right. Morning, Jack.
Hey, good morning.
How are you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good, good. Hey, listen, we wanted to start off and let you give just a little information. Who in the world is Jack? What are you up to?
I'm Jack Tibbetts, and I live in Cottage Grove, Oregon. I run a couple of businesses, but the main one is Saginaw Vineyard. My wife and I bought this farm about 6 years ago, and we make wine direct to consumer.
Oh, wow. Exciting. So
now we got to ask, how did you guys get involved in winery? Because farming at any level is difficult. Grapes, that's a single crop. I mean, that's what a challenge.
Yeah, we got into it because we looked at it as from a business perspective. You know, farming is really difficult to make work if you're carrying a lot of debt on land. And we were not born into the farming life. We did not inherit it. It's something that we sought out. And so to make that work, we were looking at various ways to farm, and wine grapes actually worked. It was able to carry the debt load and sustain the business. So we got into farming wine grapes.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, I've had friends that have done that, bought a winery, bought a vineyard, and, you know, put it all together. And I know how much work that is. And so that's amazing. So your farm and your winery, is it down in Cottage Grove?
It is, yeah. It's right at the Saginaw exit in Saginaw, Oregon. We're an unincorporated area, but it's a small winery, but it's got a big heart.
Scott?
So tell us about let's talk about your faith and how you incorporate that into all that you're doing.
Well, that's a wonderful question. My faith journey was, how would I describe it? When I was growing up, I was raised in a Catholic school, so I always kind of had that connection to God, to spirituality. But I wouldn't say that I was somebody at that time that was really abiding in Christ. I mean, we use that term a lot. It wasn't until my first son Casey was born, and then my second son Luke. My wife and I kind of made this conscious decision that we wanted our boys to grow up in faith and have kind of that connection to God. And it was honestly, I think it started out being more about them and their faith journey than it was for my wife and I. But I think, like so many people who go to church, you start realizing the beauty of it and the connection to God, and you kind of want to completely give yourself to God and follow Scripture. So that was kind of how it happened for me. And in terms of business, I think it's absolutely a wonderful thing to have in business because it guides your decision making. It influences how you're going to treat your customer or your employees. So it's been a wonderful journey for me.
Well, and that's exactly it. The golden rule, you just said it. That's what I love about, my journey. And you just mentioned it for you. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And a lot of times in business today, that doesn't happen, right, Jack? I mean, it's so important to really look at it from a customer perspective. What are you doing to bless them, right?
Right, absolutely. And it's interesting that you bring that up because my wife and I were talking about that the other day. We had a bad experience at a business, and we thought, how on earth would they, continue to do business that way? Whereas, when we do our business, we always are trying to bend over backwards to keep the customer happy because I think that especially when you're a small business, that's how you're going to stay in business.
Yeah, I agree. Scott?
Couple of things here, Jack. Only a farmer would have a portrait of a tractor on the wall. So
Oh, yeah,
that's very cool. Everyone wants to know, do you have a lampshade to match every shirt that you have? Just kidding there. But let's talk about your community involvement. Because as we opened this whole show up, we were talking about the power and benefit of community, but with everything, you only get out what you put in. Let's talk about your involvement.
Yeah, so some things that I've been involved in. I'm on the Lane County Planning Commission, currently serve there. And that's a great way to, I think, just be connected to your community, try to help people achieve their dreams, right? These are people coming for land use decisions to build a new home for themselves or for maybe an aging parent. So that's something that's really rewarding for me. But beyond that, I just try to live, always giving to the community in terms of the other day, a young man was broken down on the side of the road, and he actually had come down from Alaska, and he randomly just happened to lose his engine right by our place. And we said, hey, come on over. We towed his truck over here to the farm. We have a little guest cottage at the farm. We put him up in there. So it's doing things like that that I think really keep your connection to community strong.
So, wow, we have a real good Samaritan here with us today. And that's a blessing because, so many people aren't willing to go the extra mile. And, with your business and all that you're doing, I'm sure your wife and your family are really involved. Talk a little bit about that, how they're involved with your business or businesses, whatever.
Well, it's like the old saying goes, behind every successful farmer is a woman who works in town. So my wife is a teacher just down the road at Al Kennedy High School, and she loves that line of work. But she also is, my business partner. She does all the the back office work, at administrative things, and I'm kind of more of the farmer. We also own a building in downtown Cottage Grove called Five Flying Monkeys, and it is an area where all these entrepreneurs can bring goods and sell them to the community. So she helps me with that one as well. And last but not least, we also have a ranch business, and we raise Angus beef cattle. So we've got a lot of irons in the fire.
It's funny because most people that I've met that are entrepreneurs can't just stick with one thing, right? I mean, it's always got to be just a good mix, which from a financial point of view, it's actually beneficial to have multiple streams of income. So talk about your mindset and what you would like to share with other folks out there that would like to start maybe a side hustle or build their own business.
Oh, I think it's simple. It's just go do it, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to have some missteps. Those are inevitable. And it's how I think people view the missteps and their ability and strength to overcome them that's going to be the testament to the success of their business in the long term. Scott, you just mentioned it, having multiple income streams. I just chased my interests in all these different businesses. But what you said was so spot on, because actually the wine industry right now, we're seeing consumers decline. So income in wine is declining. But, I had this hobby of doing cattle, and what started out as a hobby actually became a pretty robust business. And then beef prices are going up. So we actually have kept our farm here going pretty strong, because we essentially, without knowing it, hedged our bets and diversified our income stream. So wine went down, cattle went up, mortgage gets paid. It's been great.
Well, I'm sure that's true. But for those of us that are buying beef, it can hurt sometimes. But it's interesting because I am recently reading a book called The Biblio Diet, and it's all about how you eat based on what the Bible says, which is very, very interesting. And part of that is grass-fed, no hormone, then all the stuff, garbage that people are pouring into the cattle. Can you speak to that? And do you have some of those practices with your farm as well?
Yeah, so I do grass-fed, or I should say grass-fed and grass-finished beef, and then I also do some beef that are grain-finished, so raised on grass, but the last 40 days they're finished on grain. It just depends on what kind of beef you want to have coming out. But we do not use antibiotics. I actually, for the most part, don't use anything at all. They're completely raised naturally in a closed herd. But I think people are waking up to how important it is to eat and eat well. I know that I certainly am. My family is. And it's something that, when we sell this beef too, we try to keep our prices on par with Safeway, so people aren't having to compromise on their beef. They can, hopefully afford to eat a beef that's raised locally and well.
Yeah.
So I know in just a few minutes, Russ is going to say, I have to be the responsible host. and we'll start to move to wrap up. So I want to ask you to look into the future, right? Lots of stuff going on in the world, lots of stuff going on locally in everyone's community. But what's your perspective for the future?
I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic for the future. I think that people, and young people in particular, are kind of finding their way back to traditional values, which is something that I know that I went through the same experience. And I'm just feeling like there is a shift happening in our world today, where people are valuing faith, they're valuing family, they're valuing freedom, and it's good, and I'm happy. And it's probably not always going to feel that way, but I think that we're going in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, I would agree. I think we're going in the right direction too, but we need people like you, local people that are really concerned about their local community like you are, is so, so important. And as you go about your business, how do you look at that, your local community? Do you try to use local people in your business as much as you can, building community with them and also having, helping our local community?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every input into our business, I make a conscious effort to source it locally, to keep that money circulating throughout our local economy. I think that's so important. And not only that, just to honor the labor of your neighbors too. So anybody, who might be listening who has a business, I think whenever you can make it work, whenever you can afford it or include somebody's business in your own, then it's a win-win effect.
Well, I just want to jump back in and say that, I love the fact that you're price conscious about and trying to, give people a good value, but also give them good product with your meat and all of that. Because that is something that some of us who end up being cheapskates, we used to look at how we bought food based on the price. And now I've realized that's not a good idea. But I have found if you do things a certain way and stay healthy, it's not always as expensive as you think. Per item you buy, it might be a little bit more, but when you eat better, you don't buy so much junk and so many things that were costing you quite a bit of money. And so
Yeah.
that helps you file it down and do that. So, all right. Well, Jack, I'm going to start the ball rolling here. We still have a few minutes. So I want you to kind of wrap things up and really talk about whatever else you want with your business and give us your gold nugget of today. What do you really want people to remember?
I'm going to throw a quick question out there too.
Go ahead.
Jack, that you can work in there. You're a family man, businessman, community leader. I want you just to share, to work this into your last comments here about your thoughts on leadership.
Oh, my thoughts on leadership, boy. You guys really got me thinking today. I think my thoughts on leadership are really this. It's whenever the opportunity is presented to you to help somebody, then you do it. And when you do it, whether you intend to be seen as a leader or not, I think that people will see you as a leader. It's leading by example. It's taking that time and initiative to go out of your way to deviate from your plan to make somebody else's day or life better. I think that's really what leadership is. I think that's what, when you really distill down what leadership is that's how you focus on it.
Yeah. Well, that is amazing. So I'm going to circle back around and say I agree with your comment 100%. So right now, give us your gold nugget, not just about leadership, but about all that we talked about today. What do you really want people to remember about you and from our conversation? And then remind us how to get in touch with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say what I want people to remember about me is that I'm a very hard worker. And I think the golden nugget that we all should strive for is to work hard and be kind. If you do those things in business and in community, I don't think that you can really go wrong or go astray. So that would be my gold nugget for the day. And my name is Jack Tibbetts, and I do have a website. It's tibbettsfororegon.com. There people can learn about me, or saginawvineyard.com. That's my business. Anybody passing through on I-5 would love to see them and serve them a glass of wine or send them home with a steak.
There you go. Wow. I'm on my way down. I need that steak. Well, Jack, it's been such a blessing to talk to you. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate all that you're about because, like I said, we really try to highlight people like you that are believers in business that are really pouring back into their community and that care. And so thank you so much for that. We're going to say goodbye to you, even though your screen just went completely black. We're going to say goodbye to you on screen, but guess what? We'll hang tight in the green room. We'll talk to you after, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Nice talking to you, Jack.
Bless
Thank
you.
you so much. Great information, great inspiration.
Yeah,
work hard, be kind. I like it.
Well, me too. And, I just really, I mean, we need more kindness and love in this world for sure. But
Well, we often think of our friend Russ Johns. Smiles are free and kindness is cool.
That's right. That's it. I love that. I love Russ. I think about the things that he's talking about too with the community, though.
Mhm.
Trying to put out something good for the community. He's thinking about other people, and this whole thing about raising good beef and doing good things like that. We're on this huge kick now. My wife and I, my beautiful wife and I, are eating so much better. We always ate good recently, but we eat so much better. This Biblio diet for me has been kind of life-changing, about all the things straight from the Bible. You guys need to look that up, the Biblio diet, if you want some great information. But it does talk a lot about what he talked about, being humane and kind, and not raising your cows in a little pen, and not letting them be grass-fed and all that. It's a huge difference to how that beef.
Yeah, I'll throw this out. So every Thursday, Russ has a show, Russ Reels, and it's a panel discussion where experts come in and having a panel talk about things like this Biblio diet and what it takes, which isn't much, to make your diet much healthier, make your life better, and treat the temple of God as it should be.
Absolutely. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. You need to treat it good. And yes, those of us who've gone through health challenges realize, more importantly, all the time, why that's important. So, Well, Scott, as we wrap things up here for another day, I just want to remind everybody, don't forget, we're here every week, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 11 a.m. Texas Standard Time, for your viewing and listening pleasure. Like I said before, not only do we go live at 9, but after that, it sits on LinkedIn and YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. Then it becomes an audio podcast on all the major platforms. Then it goes on the radio. So you have so many opportunities. And then. We want you to please engage, like, share, comment wherever you like to watch or listen. And please share this show out. Let other people know. I've been so blessed lately to have so many great people come to me that say, hey, I've got some value to share on this show. And we want you to get that value. So please do that. And don't forget, you can subscribe to our YouTube page and find out more information about us at local.theexperience.video. Local.theexperience.video. Any last words, Scott?
Well, I just like Yolanda Chin, our friend, her comment, I'm here for free smiles. So share the smile. It is contagious. It is something that you can do every day. And as Russ John says, smiles are free. When you're out, smile at people and be kind. It's going to be healthful for you and for them as well.
Oh my goodness. That is so true. It's hard to believe that a simple act like a smile can make such a difference in somebody's life, but it does. It makes such a huge difference. So today, please do that. And again, please join us next week. We'd love to have you here every week and join us. Yolanda, thanks for being here today. There's so many of you that watch on replay on social media. Please put hashtag Team Replay today. Please thank the radio stations, KYKN in Salem and KWIL in Albany, for their broadcast of this program. And I tell you, we're going to be back next week, ready and strong, ready to go. And Scott, any last words before I say goodbye?
Just again, thank all of the friends, family, community that are out there for the support that I've experienced and that I've experienced through Russ as he's gone through his cancer journey. There are many people out there, as they say, everybody has something. Find someone to be kind to today. Send a text message to someone that you haven't talked to in a long time and just say, I'm thinking about you. I'm praying for you. I appreciate you.
So great. So great. And with that, remember, enjoy life and enjoy
the local experience.
There you go. See you, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.